Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and I have a great list for you today of 10 things that will improve your life immediately. So I'm going to go through these really quickly because they're all very powerful, and I've touched on them before in the past, but this is a nice little list that you can just tick right off, throw into place, and make your life happier and better immediately. So the very first thing is to express gratitude. This improves your relationships, this improves your health, this improves everything about your life when you simply express gratitude. This is so powerful. This is something that people have been talking about for a really long time. And when you put this into place and express gratitude on a regular basis, your life will shift almost immediately. And it's one of those things that I know has completely changed my life and those around me by simply being grateful and expressing gratitude. I love that. Second one is to meditate or to pray. So if you're not a religious person, it doesn't matter. Think about how much better you feel when you simply give a prayer to God, to our Father in heaven, to the universe, whatever it is that you believe. If you give prayer and thanks, this goes along with the gratitude piece, your life can really, really shift because part of this is you're stilling your mind. And that's the whole beauty of meditation is you're actually sitting in a quiet place. And one of the things that I love to do, this is a meditation I've been doing for a while now, and I'm going to go through this really super, super quick. What I'll do is when I'm having a really stressful moment or a stressful day, which this has been a crazy year for that for a lot of people, right? I will take a minute, make sure that I'm by myself, and I will, wherever I'm sitting or wherever I'm standing, wherever I'm at, I will close my eyes and I will think this. Take my subconscious, take my soul, my spirit, and I will raise it above where I'm sitting or where I'm standing. And I'll go up to right above my head. And I'll literally take a look at my physical self with my subconscious. And I'll just envision peace, calmness, stillness. And I can literally, from that perspective, see myself, my physical body. I've got my eyes closed, I'm sitting still, I'm sitting in a safe surrounding environment. And that's why when I get stressed, I remind myself, I'm in a safe environment. I'm in a good place. Because sometimes our brain gets carried away with us. Our conscious mind just gets crazy. So we bring ourselves to this place. So I take my subconscious, my soul, my spirit, I go up. And then once I'm up above my physical body, I'll take up myself up above where I'm at as far as if I'm at my house or if I'm at my warehouse. And I'll envision myself sitting from that perspective. And then I keep going up a step, up above my town, up above my state, up above the United States, until I'm up above the world where I can literally feel my subconscious up there, and I can feel my soul. And then I'll literally do this, which sounds crazy until you start doing it, but it's one of the most freeing, beautiful things that you can do in this little meditation. And it only takes a few minutes. Then I'll be way up above the earth, and I'll kind of like feel my subconscious and my soul and my spirit float around, around the earth. And I'll just surround the whole thing with love. And I'll feel the energy of love from everyone else that's feeling that too. And then I'm there for a few minutes, and I can literally bring those emotions in this meditation. And then I'll go back down all the way from the same perspective and steps down until I can literally land back in my physical body with a whole different state. Doing this little exercise changes my physical state. It changes the way I feel in my body. It changes the way my brain is working if it was super stressed. And like I said, I can literally do this exercise in 2 or 3 minutes. Sometimes I'll take longer because the feelings of beauty and love that I'm feeling, it feels so good. And I don't know why you wouldn't want to stay in that state for a while. So meditate and pray. And if this is uncomfortable or an uncomfortable thought for you or seems way woo-woo, try it. Just try it. Just get yourself in a still place and watch what a difference it makes in your day. So that's number 2. Number 3 is optimism. Okay, so there's kind of a joke about me. I am like the most positive person. And sometimes it's like, okay, you need to take a look at this, Jane. You need to be a little bit more realistic. And sometimes I do need to do that. I need to be a little bit more realistic. But I will tell you, optimism is not only so good for your health. Think about how you feel when you're around someone who's optimistic. And this is another state of being. And think about how you feel when you're around someone who's kind of always negative. Um, you feel bad. You feel your energy pulled down. So always be the person who looks at the glass as half full rather than half empty. And again, this might be something totally out of your thought process. And it's like you might have that realistic personality. You just might be that person who's like, well, I'd rather be looking at things the way they are than being in this Susie Sunshine kind of a place. Well, this is again where I would suggest that you try it before you knock it, because being an optimist is an amazing place to be and to stay in, even when things get tough. And you can still look at things in their real perspective and their real world ways, but it totally changes. It changes everything. And I've kind of been this way since I was a little kid, and I have my moments. Trust me, I'm not always 100% there every single moment of my life. But to me, this is a great way to affect the people around me and to affect my own health as well. So optimism. Now, right along with that comes laughter. So think about when you're watching a funny video or someone shows you something that's funny or someone does something that's funny unexpectedly and you just have this big belly laugh. Think about how great you feel. Like that can change your state immediately. So try to laugh at least once a day. Even if you have to go find something to watch that you can laugh about, or be around people who are funny. That's always a great thing, is to, connecting with your funny friends. I know my son Brian, he has always had this super, super sharp, witty sense of humor. And since he was a little boy, he was always making us laugh. And it was the best. It's still the best. To be around Brian is to be around someone who's just so sharp, so funny, and his wit just makes you feel better. So try to laugh at least once a day. Challenge yourself. Do something that challenges you. Learn a new language, play an instrument, start a new project. Like do something that's hard and is going to challenge you, because that is actually partly what makes us human, is these accomplishments we get by doing something that's hard. So challenge yourself. I'm going to leave that one there. Get enough sleep. Okay, I harp on this all the time. And so it's not about even just getting quality sleep, but getting enough sleep. Get the hours that you need to put yourself in a healthy state throughout the day so you can handle all these things. You can handle the stressors, and you have the energy to be optimistic and challenge yourself and express gratitude. If you're dragging around all day because you didn't get enough sleep, and that accumulates as every night you don't get enough sleep, then you're going to be in a deficit of sleep. So get enough sleep. Spend time with family and friends. Now, this year's been tricky. And what I have done, me and my husband, is we've been lucky enough to be surrounded by our family on a regular basis. We get to see our grandkids all the time, my 2 boys. So that's been really awesome. And we've had a very small group of like-minded friends that we have been spending a lot of time with. A lot of social dinners, making food at home, at each other's homes. And to me, this is one of the biggest parts of longevity and health that we can get as humans. Now, if you have not felt comfortable getting out and socializing for whatever reason that may be, and I know there's reasons, but I would say that when this is over, make this a priority, because loneliness is very, very bad for our health. And this has been shown for decades that we are pack animals. We are meant to be together. In fact, in the book, The Blue Zones, where the author went and studied all these areas around the world where they had the longest lifespans, the number one factor was your social connections. So this is why it's so important for us to be with each other. Now, this goes right into the next thing, which is number 8, and that is touch, physical touch. We need connection. We need physical connection with each other. So not just the social connection, we need the physical connection. And it's not just um, because we need to touch each other, but it's building our microbiome and it's releasing oxytocin. When you hold a hug, a physical hug with another person, and right now it might just be your spouse, it might just be your children, it might just be the very close group of friends or family, even might just be one person, your spouse. Give them a long, long, long hug, maybe 2 or 3 every single day. In fact, there's a book called The Love Languages, and it talks about is your love languages gifts or physical touch or expression like verbal. So I will tell you, my husband, physical touch. If I walk by him and I just touch him on the shoulder, or I rub his back, or I just give him a caress on his cheek or something, that is an expression of love for him. And we all love physical touch, but for some people, it's absolutely critically necessary. So if you're not a hugger, this might be a challenge for you. But I would really challenge you to break out of your comfort zone and start realizing how beneficial for your health physical touch is. So 2 more things. Exercise, 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 exercise. Get out every day, move your body. And this goes right into the last one, which is connect with nature. This right there can relieve stress and everything. Leave your cell phone at home. If you're a person who loves to take pictures of nature, which I am one of those people, it takes a kind of a conscious physical effort for me to leave my phone at home, because besides we have this thing like we have to be connected. We always have to look at notifications. We have to see what's going on. This is my biggest challenge for you in this modern 2020 world where we're always connected to our phones. We can see what time it is. We can look at the weather. We can get the latest notification on anything we want. Leave your freaking phone at home. Leave it away in a different room if you're having a meal with your family. Set it aside. This is a rule my husband and I have with each other. And we had to put this rule in place because we were both texting our friends or checking social media while we're having dinner together. So we had to say, okay, enough is enough. So make this something that is important to you, because even though you think, oh, it's not that big of a deal, it doesn't distract me that much, you would be surprised at how distracted you are. And then when you actually put your phone into a different room and you make a commitment to not look at it for the whole entire evening, if you are feeling and thinking in your mind the whole time, I wonder what's happening on my phone, I wonder if someone sent me a message, I wonder if there's a notification, then you need to tell yourself you have a problem. Because if you can like put your phone aside and literally not think about it, then you're probably fine. But I will tell you, as most modern addicted humans, that is not the case. We are completely addicted to our phones. So take this one step and implement it. And then take each of these steps and implement them. You might already be doing some of them. Anyway, I could ramble for a while. It's been 13 and a half minutes. So thank you for tuning in. If there's anything that you think could have been a really good addition to this list, I would love to hear it. But I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, rest of your week. I adore you, and I would love to hear some thoughts on what you do to relieve stress and to bring gratitude and love, social connection, longevity into your life. So I hope you have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you soon.